Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. It is 12:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this 14th day of June 2021. Welcome, 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 and I hope you all had a good weekend. Taking a look at Cardano here on the 3-week chart, the weekly, and the daily chart. So 3-week charts on the top left. We get a new 3-week candle in 1 week. Right now, it's just sitting pretty rammy-ish. Very indecisive and has not moved much since the 31st last 2 weeks. I mean, our open on this current 3-week candle occurred on May 31st, and we opened at 157.69, and we are currently at 159.44. So not much of a change there. When you take a peek at the weekly chart, we are currently in the 4th consecutive week where we're trading in between the weekly Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen. So we're trading between a range of a high at 171 and a low at 130, so we'll say 133. When you look at the daily chart, though, this is the thing that is really interesting. So we've had this prior trend lines drawn, identifying like a rising wedge, an ascending triangle, or symmetrical triangle. I mean, there's a series of patterns inside of here. And either one you look at, we broke down below. And we'll get rid of the Ichimoku for a second. Broke down below, and we've traded lower. And we've been trying to test a return into that pattern. And thus far, it's been halted against moving back into that zone. So the question is it going to? If we look at the oscillators here on the weekly chart, things have flattened out quite a bit. We've failed to really test any meaningful support on the RSI over the last 4 weeks. We're still near the upper bands of the Bollinger Bands, but drifting into neutral territory, and we're just kind of sliding flat here on the composite index. So really no clear, decisive move according to that. On the daily chart, though, what it does show, bring it back here, it does show there's clear testing to move higher, but the rejection continues. The resistance oversold levels in the RSI, when something's in a corrective move or a bear market, they go from 55 to 65 is that resistance zone. Now we have seen right here on the daily chart on the composite index, this is something that should be watched, is the composite index has crossed above both averages at once. The slow and the fast average on the daily chart in the composite index, they've really kind of fallen on top of one another, and they're trading in tandem almost. So this kind of move here is something to really pay close attention to, because this could trigger a sizable up move. And given that the percent B oscillator is sitting in neutral territory, if we do see a push up back into the triangle, then we're looking at, I mean, this is ultimately the make or break space, is Senko span B, which is flat as flat can be. This is a huge, enormous, long, extended flat Senko span B. It's very hard for price to cross above that, and if it does, to even stay above it. But at the same time, the cloud itself is really, really thin. So it's not going to take much to push Cardano out, up, and over, and then even higher. The key zone that you'll want to look for is that 175 value area. If it holds above that, that's going to be probably the most important zone. But for right now, I mean, I'd be surprised if it did do that. I think we still see another leg lower. I don't think we're out of the woods yet. I think we still do see some lower prices towards that $1 to the 84 to 94 cent range. But we'll see. Otherwise, those are some values to look at. On the short side of it, look for any close below 138 as that's what I'm looking for as a short. And then it's hard to say if I want to even entertain adding longs at 175, given how congested and volatile this area is right now. On the bullish side of things, we are above the Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen, but that's more like they adjusted that direction as opposed to we fought above that direction. So keep an eye on it. From all of us here at Exchange Rates UK TV, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.